Good afternoon, everybody. Liz Smith here with the St. John's Boosters Business Association on Friday, March 12th. And I hope everyone's doing well. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. I think we're going to be in the 60s today. It definitely feels like spring. I'm definitely seeing more people out and about walking in the district, which is exciting to see. It means that we're going to have warmth out there on those outdoor patios, whether there's heaters or not. Lots of ways to enjoy our neighborhood, our district, all of our beautiful natural assets, and of course support our small businesses. So a couple of things I wanted to make for community announcements before we get started with our interview today. This is a series called I Am a Small Business. It was started by Venture Portland as a social media campaign over the summer. It looked like this to highlight not only small businesses, but the people who own them, run them, staff them, lead them. And this is just such an amazing group of people. I could do these Instagram lives every week for a few years and probably never capture all of them, but at least this way you get to meet in person a couple of them. And the St. John's Boosters Business Association has been around since 1926, I believe. That wasn't the official indoctrination into the city, but that's how long the boosters have been promoting businesses in our community. So it's a long time with a rich history behind it. A couple of things we have coming up. Our membership meeting is next Wednesday, and we have challenged our members to bring a guest. And with that, we just want a couple more people to see what we're doing, to see if they feel like, maybe getting a membership to support us, but really just more informative to let them get to know us better. And so our incentive for if you're a member and you want to bring a guest, for every guest you bring, you both get entered into a drawing to win a gift card to John Street Cafe. You all might remember John Street Cafe is where we normally hold our membership meetings when it's non-pandemic times. So we thought what a fun thing to do to give away some gift cards from them. And also, welcome some new faces that we haven't seen or haven't seen in a while. So members, your challenge has been delivered. The other thing I wanted to say was that our guest speaker will be, let me hang on one second, it will be Heather from PDX Main Streets, and she's going to be talking about an exciting kiosk program that they are launching, something to think about for not necessarily this year, 2021, but as we emerge from the pandemic and get back into a fully running business district by, at least by 2022, thinking about some new things to enliven and engage the spaces that we have. So it should be a good discussion with that. The other thing I wanted to highlight was the PDX, Safe Streets initiative by PBOT. Venture Portland is holding a webinar on that, which is open to our members as well, because we are also members of Venture Portland. So that will be on 3/17 from 12 to 1:30 p.m., same day as our membership meeting. And their webinars are always super, super informative. So that's a good one if you have time and if that's an interest to you. And then one organization I wanted to call out is the Mercatus. So the Mercatus is a really neat organization that highlights entrepreneurs and businesses of color. And they have a directory, which is free to join. So I highly encourage you to go check out, if this applies to you, Mercatus, and it's Mercatus, MERCATUS PDX.com, in order to be part of their directory. And it's free. There's nothing to lose there. So anyway, I'm excited to welcome my guest today. So my guest, many of you know, because they've been around for a long time in St. John's, much longer than I've even been here. And it's Maribel Prado from Novedades Prado. And I can see Maribel in the audience here, which is great. I'm really excited to have a little chat with Maribel. And maybe some of you don't know, have never been in or don't know the store. And this is a really cool chance for you to see what they're doing, what things have changed during the pandemic. So Maribel, if you can hear me, what you need to do is request to join. And then once you've done that, I will let you in and we can start our little talk here. And I'll just hang out until you do that. I had to angle my camera so that the sun wouldn't be like streaming directly in my face. I don't have too many places in my house where I can do that. So, yeah, so if it's a little bit bright, I apologize for that, but I am not apologizing for the sunshine because I'm very excited about it. Okay, so here comes Maribel. There we go.
Hi,
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. You
You
got my,
always look so nice. I felt like I had to dress up in order to match how I know you always look nice. So, of course, you look beautiful today as every day.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Are you in your shop right now?
Yes, right now I am definitely,
Nice. You guys
and
are
I also like
open.
that dressing up for Hispanic is a big thing. That's why that's one of the first thing of the ideas when I open up the shop is like bringing that special elegant touch to it because we're always like to be more um like somebody said, we go to the flea market and all the fancy dresses.
I
It's just a
I
costume.
love that. I love dressing up and I love seeing people dressed up. You know, it seems to me that our culture has gone the way of everybody, wearing sweatpants and sweatshirts. So you can't tell the difference between what you slept in, your pajamas, and your going out clothes. And I like the idea that they should be different.
Yes, yes.
But so Maribel, tell me what it was like. What was it, 20 years ago when you opened your shop?
It was in 1994, so it's 26 years ago
Oh
when
my
we first opened up. And can you imagine somebody said you were a baby? And I'm like, yeah, I'll
gosh.
take that as a good
Right?
compliment. I was a baby when we first opened up, me and my husband.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, if I look back, I think I was 24.
Oh my good. Well, now
So,
you just revealed
yes.
your age. So yes.
Oh,
I know, me too. We're about the same age. So what was St. John's like when you first opened?
um, honestly, St. John's wasn't uh, that great. We were actually afraid to move. We used to be when we first opened up in 1994. We opened up down in Greeley and Lombard, right across from
Oh,
Bank of
okay.
America. That's when we first started. And then we purchased a house. We were there for 5 years, and then we purchased a house here in St. John's, which we fell in love with because I remember we all North Portland we were looking. So we found the right house, and I will drive every day from on Lombard to my house here in St. John's, and then I always used to see this corner empty. So I guess back in 2000 when we first moved, there was not a lot. Because even when I told the UPS driver, I said, we're moving to St. John's. And he's like, oh, are you sure? And he's like, the only one that survives there is Starbucks. That's what he
Right.
said. But
Right.
somehow we were never afraid. We had loyal customers that follow us. We were a unique store,
Yeah.
uh, a different store. Um, we focus more on the Latino tradition, which are quinceañeras, baptismal communions. So, and from there we just kept growing and growing and growing, and
I love
and
that.
coming here to St. John's, we did much better than when we were at the other location because we're in a much bigger place, and there were a lot of loyal clients that we still have them. They now moved to Vancouver because the ID regulations.
Yeah.
Um, um, for them to be able to have a driver license. A lot of them moved to
Ah.
Vancouver, to Washington, but they're back. They still come and visit us. They still come and visit us, which I love that from our customers.
I love that. And based on what you sell in your store, I imagine generations of families now have probably visited you for their special occasion needs, right?
Tell me about that. I even feel that's when I feel the age because
Yeah.
it's like they brought me their kids and their kids are bringing me their kids.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So like What? This long? It just time flew, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it's amazing because we don't get any older. However, like everybody else ages. It's kind of an amazing concept how that happens.
Definitely. Definitely.
So can you explain? I know what a quinceañera is, but can you explain maybe to some people in the audience who might not know?
Well, quinceañera is more like of a tradition when you stop being a little girl to become a adolescent, like a teenager, I guess. And parents in Mexico celebrate that with a huge party. Like if they say they throw the house, you know, in because they it's expensive for a lot of family, and up here is it became more of a tradition because I guess you have the money from just being here in USA,
Yeah.
and you can afford to do those large parties. So every little girl that grows up, they dream to have their quinceañera, which is when they become 15, 15 springs. So it's like, and you have a big party, almost like a wedding, but instead of a couple, it's just the girl who's
I've
turning
seen like
15.
some of your dresses that I've seen, especially that blue and white one that I love behind you. I want to be a 15-year-old girl in a quinceañera. They look as fancy or fancier than some wedding dresses I've seen. I mean, that is I mean, like a princess, like a truly a fantasy, like a fantasy gown for a young woman to mark her embarking on womanhood. I mean, it's got to feel so special, and her family must feel so proud, to present her in this way,
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
And
Yes,
and
yes.
so so how does that work? Do they buy them off the rack, or do they choose a style and then it's tailored to their size, or how does that work?
Well, yeah, we usually work with a lot of large companies that are based off of Texas. And a lot of people depends. Everybody is different. A lot of people comes and sees the style and they fall in love and they take it. And a lot of people just order. And that is one of the things. You have to pre-order everything at least 4 months before the big event. I recommend them 6 months before because, when it comes, if it doesn't fit, a lot of people get nervous. They may lose weight, gain weight.
Right.
So there's a lot of little details in it. But we custom we do the alterations here. That's one of the things
Oh.
that we also a lot of people doesn't know, but we uh fit them, once they come, so they're perfect for
Oh,
that special
that's great.
day.
I didn't know that you did alterations there too. And my next thing was, well, I have two questions. One is, what have quinceañeras looked like during the pandemic? Because that kind of puts a different spin on what kind of party you can have. Like, are they still buying dress up dresses? And then secondly, let's talk about the alterations after that. But yeah, just tell me what quinceañeras and even just any baptism, celebrations have looked like during the pandemic. How does that work?
Well, actually, as you know, it has been catastrophic as a lot of business. I think this is one of the businesses that hurt the most. I have seen some people that really took advantage and they did it. I have seen videos because I have a lot of friends on Facebook, and a lot of people even did them out of the garage. They put the
Oh,
chair, they did an honor table, they had the quinceañera, and they have people uh, um, just honking on their cars, giving them good vibes. That's the spirit that I like. I love, but uh, there were just very few that dared to do that.
yeah.
Everybody else decided to change for this year, and yet we're not moving nowhere yet on large parties.
Right. I'm
Nothing fast.
hopeful that at least with the announcement that we got that, everybody's eligible on May 1st, that at least that will get more people vaccinated faster so that we can move into having events again, because your whole business is basically built on events. So
Yeah,
my
both of
next
the
question,
businesses that we
yeah,
have, both of them. So it's been tough, and both of them are here in St. John's.
yeah, it's so great to have a specialized business in one sense, because then you become a destination for people looking from all over. I can imagine all over, the country, not only just, Vancouver and Portland. But then when something happens where you can't have events, how do you keep your store running? And my question is like, how have you kept your store running during this challenging time?
Um, you have to, how do you say, improvise, innovate. I have to, I guess, use all my sales skills. It's like 20 plus years as a sales woman. It's like, where do I go from here? So I took advantage of that little, and the media, social media helped me a lot. St. John's helped me a lot, um, because I know some of the sewing, just started making masks, and it just boom. We had, it was very hard working, honestly, to be honest with you, after being just, like you said, being pretty, helping customers and that, and I have to be like day in and out sewing with my daughter to make the mask demand, but we were able to do it, and I like that, that I didn't just sit down and cry. We just had to see where, how do we get some money, some income.
Yeah, and I think it's well, I'm so impressed that your family just pulled together, to figure out something. And also, I remember coming into your store for the first time and looking around and thinking, "Wow, you have so much more stuff than the fancy party dresses." I had no idea that you had shoes and you had undergarments and masks and jewelry that can apply to, all facets of life, not just a special occasion, right?
Definitely. As the whole, like when I first started with the communion, baptismals, and quinceañera, then the whole family, they will come together. Hispanics, when they come shopping, they come even with the grandma,
Yeah.
kids, 10 people at least. So I started noticing that, like, if I will bring some huaraches, I'll show you some. If
Oh
I
yeah.
bring some huaraches from Mexico, it reminds them that, of their, of them being over there. So I started bringing like a lot of saints, religious stuff, so shoes, sandals, and while the quinceañera is doing the shopping, the whole family is just grabbing little items that, why not?
Why
Like
not?
I said, always my saleswoman instance that I have in me brings up, and I'm like, I guess I can do these. I guess I can, to being able to grow into more and more business.
Yeah, you're right because that's so smart because you're addressing all the members of the family. Like maybe mom's gonna get a new pair of huaraches, or dad's gonna get a new hat, and it's so smart because you already got the customers in the store, so why not? And then you were uniquely set up for the pandemic by already having offerings for all different kinds of people, right?
Definitely. Uh-huh.
I love your
Yes.
aprons too. Your aprons are so nice, and I think you have such a great eye for pattern. And a lot of your patterns are fun and bright. And I have one of your masks that has so much beautiful embroidery on it, just the detail and the embroidery. And during the pandemic, it was so hard. I just wanted to wear bright colors just to cheer myself up. And so whenever I wear the mask that I got at your store, everyone always compliments me on it. And when I tell them where I got it, they're like, "Oh, really? I've got to go
Do
in
they have
there."
that? Yes.
Yeah.
I know. And you have no idea how many wax ins I got just from even the people that works at Safeway, Fred Meyer's, or the outlet, that they will come and get my mask, and people like, where did you got that mask? The embroidery. And like you said, those aprons, I never thought I would sell aprons, but suddenly I'm in a position that I'm at home every day cooking, because there's no customers.
Right.
And once I went and grabbed an apron that I had, it was so old, and it's like, I think everybody's going to buy, I think everybody's going to buy aprons. And then I ordered them from Mexico, and it's been very successful.
They're so cool. And you're right. Everybody, I mean, I have never seen so many people learning to bake bread from scratch or try, new recipes they've never tried, or everyone's cooking so much more than they were. And that's again, very smart businesswoman. You saw the need, you saw what activities where people were doing and thinking, how can I uniquely serve that activity? And I
That
think that's
area, so
so
that it
smart.
keep me busy and I don't go nuts with no sales at all. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're been busy.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Well, the other thing that I noticed that you did this year, and you and I worked together on this, is you participated in like the scavenger hunt and like some other like district events. And again, that was leading people to your store to see things that you were doing that they had no idea, because if
that
you
we
don't
do.
walk in, you don't know, right?
That is correct. And sometimes that's one of the things about also living here in this great country, that you're always so busy and you never have the time to say, what is that business? So I like to do, and I like the way you're taking control here in St. John's, not control, but all of your bright ideas that, to get people coming, because people don't walk to the stores. You just
Right.
grab the car and go. If you have to go groceries, you go buy groceries and then you go back home. You don't take the time. So having a St. John's, booster association here, it helps more people to just walk and meet up with the business. So I hope you continue and people keep bringing you these wonderful ideas. Because
Oh,
yes, I
thank
get
you.
little girls that like, Mom, can I have that when I grow up? And a lot of Americans are doing it. I saw some of them because they have seen the dresses in my window and they grew up here and they're like, what is that? And they're probably told that's a quinceañera, and they're like, well, can I have that too?
Right,
They don't do it
because
as spectacular, but they have them dressed up, and it's amazing to me that why not?
and
You
right
know,
here, we're so lucky to have you right here in our neighborhood. Like, I'm thinking if I was in high school and I'm trying to look for a unique prom dress, why wouldn't I look at the quinceanera dresses for prom dresses? It doesn't have to be like just for one event. You can be smart and think like, this is beautiful. I want to wear this. I've got prom coming up. Why not? Right?
yeah, and we also do proms, by the way. We
Oh,
do
good.
prom, weddings. So yeah,
Yeah, I
we
want to.
have a
I
lot of
want. I want
customers.
to in my fantasy wedding. I want to wear that one behind you with the blue and the white.
There we go.
Like it's
Yeah, it's beautiful.
so
It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh my! Look at that, you guys! Look at that! It's so great. I love it. I mean, the level of work and detail in that is like, I mean, you just don't find that everywhere. And that's the nice thing too, is that you can see the dresses in your store. So many times people are ordering online, or people got into the habit of ordering like these fancy dresses online that look so pretty in the picture, and then they would get them and they would be terrible because you
Yes.
get what you pay for, right? If it seems really cheap and too good to be true, it probably is.
That's definitely right. And that's one of the things that, I tell people, like a lot of people are ordering in the internet and they're happy, and a lot of people love to come and check the material, because that's one of the things that I do with the prom. People are able to come and see the material, the quality, and they can order out of the magazines versus what they get in the internet. A lot of people are lucky, but I know lots of people aren't that lucky.
I think
And
there's entire like YouTube channels dedicated to people ordering stuff and being like, this looks nothing like it looked in the picture, or it was damaged, or it was dirty. It's like if that picture and that price don't really seem to match up, you have to be
yeah,
skeptical of that. But at least with your store, you know what you're getting. And I think for
yeah,
me, I'm an in-person shopper, so I like to look at the material. I like to look at the way it's sewn and like, is that going to suit my body shape? There's a lot that goes into it, because you want to both look good and also feel good when you're wearing something like that. And if it doesn't fit right, or if it's poorly made, or if it's going to rip, that's a nightmare. You don't want to have that, right?
yep, yep.
So growing up, did you always want to start a store? Was that your dream when you were a little girl or a young woman? Did you think, I would love to open a store one day?
That's one of the funny things. I wanted to study, I guess. I wanted to have a profession because I was raised, you know, to study for somehow. And but I always liked fashion. I always liked dressing up. I know that. And my mom said once um, that she knew I was going to open up a boutique. And I guess when I came here when I was 17. So I got married at 21, and probably at 22 I started. It was funny. I don't know if I had it on me or if I saw no impossibles, that I would just go into open places and I would ask them, how much is the rent? How much is the rent? And it was like a, a high rents. And
Yeah.
honestly, that time when I walked into Lombard and Greeley, they had this little place, and they were doing video. the time where the VHS videos
Oh
were
yeah.
rented. And she wasn't doing great. And she's like, and I was talking to the lady who had a grocery store down there. And she's like, hold on.
Yeah, something happened with the sound.
Huh?
Oh, there we go. Now it's good.
Oh,
The sound went off for a second.
yeah, a phone call, a phone call.
Oh.
And so she said she was going to, drop the BHS business there, that retail space. And I said, how much is the rent? And I was telling somebody, she told me 220. So I was like, what? $220 we're paying rent.
Wow.
So it's like, I had to get it, I had to get it. So I convinced my husband, and then he joined me. Somebody said, well, you're always the central figure, but I'm left-handed. So if I look back, he's just my right hand, If I'm left-handed, he's my right hand because he was behind me. He supported me economically for 3 years. He will give me money, and then he will say, close the shop. But it's like, I love just being there. So I don't know if I knew in me that I will have a store, but I guess because I dared to be asking every empty place that I saw, if it was how much it was, the rent.
I think that's great. That's such a great personality trait that you have. And I think that's what makes you successful is that you're not afraid to try new things. You're not afraid to ask questions. You think if this person can do it, why can't I do it?
What
Why
can I
not?
do?
The worst thing you can do is ask. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work, but you might as well try, right?
Yes, and that's one of the that's one of the greatness that I give to my parents, that the way they educated me as a woman is like there's no limit on whatever you can do. You know, once you raise your kids to be somebody, to aim for something, to dream. Because I always tell my kids, you gotta dream, you gotta dream. What do you want to do? Always dream, because for somehow, like, if you're good, everything comes together and you're able to realize and keep dreaming and going to the next. And like when I had the shop and I will see people, the need for an event hall, I'm like, I want to own a place. I want to own a place so Hispanics can come and party, you know and party and being happy and have those celebrations, and it happens. So I don't know, sometimes God, karma,
Yep.
um um, the willingness, and then you attract all of that uh, good things in life, and 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 suddenly all your dreams are realized,
I think
and
that's so important
that's
to
the
hang on
beauty.
to your dreams and also maintain. I mean, we know it's been a really hard year. It's been a hard year to remain positive, at least for me. There have been times I am a very positive person, but there's been times when I was like, this is really hard. Like we've never dealt with this before. It's hard. Rent is due, money is money. We've all got to pay our own, rent or mortgages. It's been a hard year. But I think just waking up every day and believing it's going to be a good day and believing that we're all going to succeed is what keeps me going. How about for you? Like, how do you keep your positive spirit?
Just like that. Just like that, never give up.
Yep.
Never give up on your dreams. Never sit down and cry, like I told people, you remember not long ago, it's snow, and instead of us being home, there was no electricity,
Oh gosh. That
not
was
even at home, not even at work.
no,
That's when I honestly felt so powerless. But the
literally
first
powerless. Yes.
powerless, because it's like suddenly you depend in technology so much,
Yeah.
and there's nothing we could do. So that day, instead of crying, what am I going to do? We just went out to Pier Park and enjoy the snow, and
Yep.
let's worry about it tomorrow, not today.
For me, it
And
was like, I'm like you, I go, go, go. So it was kind of a forced rest period. So I had to rest a little bit because I thought, okay, well, I'm going to take this rest period. I'm going to take naps. I'm going to sleep. That's all I can do. It gets dark at like 6 o'clock. What am I going to do? I'm going to sleep. But then I could reserve my energy to put that back into my business and supporting the businesses after we came out of it because we knew it wouldn't be forever. It's just like, okay, this is what we got today, and we'll do the best that we can, and we'll come back and you know, tomorrow is another day, right? Um, I
Yeah,
wanted to,
and always like I feel like never feel like so much that you can do something like a lot of people don't realize that you know when it was time for me to do mask, we will get up at 7 and then we'll go to bed at 11.
yep,
And I could have said, you know what, I'm gonna go file for unemployment or I'm gonna do something else. But it was like, no, I'm gonna make some money so that I'm not worried about what's going to be next.
that's right.
And 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 I was making, honestly, on the mass, making $2 an hour, but it was
Ooh,
providing food, and a lot of people don't realize those are the sacrifices that you have to make. But because the way I was raised is like, I don't care if I'm making $2 an hour as
yep.
long as I'm doing something.
$2 an hour is better than $0 an hour or
I
negative
know
$2 an hour, right? It's
that
it's
definitely.
something moving forward in the right direction. And it's yeah, and I think just knowing that you're doing something for yourself, something to, you can buy food, or there's a way to get food. Like St. John's will help, neighbors will help you get through it. We will help each other. When somebody that I know, has food insecurity, I help them. And then there'll be a time when I'm not doing well or something, and my neighbors will help me. And we just have to keep moving forward and being smart. And it's like taking your ego out of it. Yeah, making $2 an hour feels like, oh my gosh, I didn't work all these years to make $2 an hour. However, you change your thinking to, I have the skills to be able to make money no matter what. And that's actually a positive.
And right now, more than ever, with this virus, it has shown us to, take out all the skills that you're able to have
Yes.
and all the knowledge, you know.
Yeah.
It was tough. It has been tough. We're not out yet. We're
No,
not
we're
out
not
yet.
out.
We're hoping. We feel like New Year, let's all, go out, have fun, but we'll see where it goes. A lot of people has died,
I know.
and I feel so saddened by that because a lot of my, not a lot, but few of my clients I know aren't returning anymore because I know few of them that have been hit.
Yeah.
And but you just have to stay positive. I think it comes. Every person is different. I
Yeah.
was as I was telling somebody, I just never felt, honestly, I have never felt depression. Every day I get up and I already have my list of things that I want to accomplish, that I want to do. And I don't know if that keeps me motivated, even with the business. I have to do this, I have to order, I have to clean, I have to move these. Even when I'm home, I can't stop.
Yeah.
And
Same with me.
and I used to regret it, but now I'm glad that I was taught to just keep active
I think
because
if you're not active, that's when you can get depressed. It's like
definitely.
I always need
Mhm.
to feel like I'm contributing in some way to the world, or contributing in some way to society, or making something, just doing something. Because when you do nothing, then you think, why, what am I here for? Like, what am I doing in the world if I'm not doing something? And I like, I like having a purpose. I like feeling that for myself. And I know you do too. You're such a good community member, not only, store owner, community member, family member. You're a great relationship builder. And I think that's really important, because those are the people that will remain around you as long as you're around. It's like you have your family, you have your extended family, and then you have your community, which is also family, and your customers, your clients,
my
also
my
family.
customers are, even my ex-employees, they're still my friends.
Yeah.
That's one of the beauty of it. Just for me, being in customer service, it's been, like it says, customer service. It has been a pleasure. So I enjoy that every day. And I'm still do, when I get up and get ready to come to work, I'm still, dressing up, just being happy that I'm going to come in and see who's, which new person I'm going to meet today.
Yeah.
And I know I have that it could be wrong because a lot of people are more professional, but out of my clients, I have built a friendship
Hmm.
that I'm invited to their parties and that. But I'm like, I feel guilty sometimes, and I'm like, no, I'm a different in small business.
Yep. Don't feel good. Never feel guilt. No guilt. No
I'm a
guilt.
different in a small business, and that's how I put it.
That's right. Well, I wanted to invite people, if they haven't been there or if they haven't been in a while, what's the best way for them to, like, be in touch with your store? You maybe give your address and your website, and your Instagram handle, I'm thinking? Like, what's the best way for them to see what you have?
Oh, good question. Just to come in.
Yeah. And
If you're coming
what's your
I-5,
address?
the exit I think is 305B. Just go all the way down west on Lombard, 8005 North Lombard Street. To the people here in St. John's, just, stop by. Kids love to see the shop. Trust me. When they come in, it's so vibrant of dresses, of, shoes. They love, kids love. I love to see that in their eyes.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a happy place.
it's a happy place. And just not to forget, like at least in St. John's, I want to just pop in some things that I sell all the time
Yes.
that a lot of people
Show
don't
us.
know. But it's like, like little gifts that we have. A lot of like these are earrings
Oh,
and they're like
beautiful.
gold plated
Oh,
for
wow.
like $12.
Wow.
There,
That's a great price. I mean, I know that like Mother's Day is coming up not too long from
yeah,
now.
there's
If
a
you have
lot of little details, that we do have. Somebody said, "What is this?" And I'm like, "I think I'm a little Fred Myers for Hispanics." And
oh,
I know I feel guilty saying it, but most of my customers speak Spanish,
yeah.
and that's one of the things that when I open up, it was like I wanted to do it for the Latino community, and I accomplished that. But I invite everybody because I see eyes, I see no color, I see no distinction. Although I'm speaking in English now,
I appreciate it because my Spanish is terrible.
I know when you first ask who wants to get, I'm like, I'm not talking in English because I don't know how broken my English is.
Well, you're
One of
so
the things,
good. Your English is great.
because that's one of the things I kept, I am touched from used to work at like a post mortgage company,
Hmm.
and I will just be speaking English. But 26 years ago, I totally broke that, how do you call it, lace with learning more, going more into English, and then I will feel guilty because all my customers, I open up for the Latino market, and they all
Right.
talk to me. The parents talk to me in Spanish. The young girls now know how to speak English, but everybody that comes here talks in Spanish, and sometimes I feel guilty, but it's like then it wouldn't be who we are.
Oh, yeah.
We cater that the Latino market that is not quite. A lot of people don't cater. Like when you go um to different markets, to uh I'm trying to think, but I can't think of the name. All the little market that they are. Russians go to the market,
Right.
Mexicans go to their markets, and this one was also a specialty store. So
Yes,
there,
I'm used to that from San Francisco. It seems like every culture has their own market. There were Russian markets, there were Asian markets, Latino markets, and other people. Of course, everyone else is invited, but people know that they're going to find everything that they're used to finding, from their home countries in that market, that their language will be spoken there. So it's not that it's not welcoming to everyone else. It's that that if that's your background, your ethnicity, you're going to be right at home. Someone, you're going to be among people that speak your language and, have all the things that you're familiar with. So it just feels good. And,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I would love to invite people in St. John. Just come. If we're speaking Spanish, is because a lot of my customers don't speak English.
Yep.
Uh, a lot of them they really honestly don't because they were never, you know, um, not cater, but we just became as a working force. And, there were no special classes, there's no free English classes for them, just come work.
Sure.
So, in that way, like I said before, I don't feel guilty for them talking in English, but for the English people, come. I know how to speak English and I can help you. And we have a lot of beautiful stuff, even from newborns up to, um,
Newborns. That's so great. Like, I mean, for all stages of life, it seems like.
yeah, it's sad to say. I was gonna say up to death, but it's right. I have to sell. A lot of people likes to when they die like to dress them up in all white, and I have that, and we do that,
Oh,
and we do.
I think it makes complete sense. That is the cycle of life, and as you said, that that's something that culturally, you know, dressing up for special occasions, whatever the occasion is, you want to present yourself in a nice way, you're going to provide the means to do that. And that's very important. I wanted to ask you too, are there businesses and even maybe Latino businesses in the neighborhood that you like to go to, or any kind of business that you wanted to like give a shout out to that you enjoy?
Oh yeah, definitely. I guess although I cook at home, we go out a lot. One of the our places that we go, I like Thai cottage
Oh yeah.
the best to
Yeah.
eat. I like Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
I shop Santa Cruz also for the meat. El Compadre Market. If you see El Compadre, they also, like do the meat cut. Is that what it said? The
I
cut.
think
You
so.
can go and
Yeah,
have the
like butchery.
steaks done for you, the butchery. I love that. And there's a lot of great businesses. You have to think, I live here, I work here. So pretty much St. John's is I feel sometimes there would used to be a thing that says Nopo. That's who I really am.
Nopo.
Nopo.
Yep.
We used to, when the kids were younger, we used to go eat in breakfast in St. John's Cafe. Have you tried it?
Oh
It's
yes, I love
delicious.
it. I love it.
It used to be a tradition. Every Sunday we will
Yep.
go. I guess, but now with the pandemic, I try to avoid because my kid has asthma, so we try to avoid going to a lot of places. But hopefully, yeah, we'll still go visit all of them. We do take out, but I haven't done the St. John's Cafe for takeout. But
I
I
have.
wish there were more. Oh, you have takeout?
You know what my favorite is? This is my little secret that I do for myself when I want a big treat. On Saturday night, I order my breakfast to be delivered on Sunday. And it comes to my
Oh,
house. Oftentimes, Nat, the owner, comes to my house and he's waving at me from the porch when he's putting my breakfast down. And it's like, I don't even have to get out of my pajamas. It's like room
I
service.
didn't know because they're so busy. I didn't know they do delivery. If you want to go eat there, you have to make a line.
No, they've been really good at converting their business into serving people in all. I would have never even known to order from them before. I would have never even considered it. It was only a place where you go sit down. But they not only do they have a great back patio, they do pick up and delivery. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
give it a
We're gonna try
try.
that. We're gonna try that definitely.
Because
But yeah, there's a
I
lot of
love
great.
their breakfast.
Yeah, I like to go St. John's Deli. I used to get my sandwiches from there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of great places here in St. John's, and I hope that the neighborhood understand that they have to go and shop all those small businesses. As I
yep.
told somebody, we are the heart of that neighborhood. All the small businesses are. So just come walk St. John's. Come walk Lombard. It's beautiful.
Well, now it's beautiful outside, so
Yeah,
we can do that. We
it's
can wear
spring
one of
is
your
coming.
masks and we can walk all around and just, you can always discover something new in St. John's, even if you've been here forever. There's always
Mhm.
something new to discover, and all the stores are bringing in, like new products to accommodate people's lifestyles as they've evolved and changed. So it's like you don't know until you walk in. So just walk in.
Yeah, we have a lot of masks. And by the way, I forgot we did one crystal, very beautiful. I don't have it because it's so.
What?
You know that you feel like
Oh,
you're not wearing the cotton, but you're
right.
wearing the cream. And as always, it's very fancy. I wish I had it here to show it to you, but uh, I'm gonna see if I can tag you in the St. John's once we get another arrivement.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
thought about that because sometimes when I want to dress up, my masks don't match my outfit. I'm like, wait a second, my mask looks like I'm going jogging, and my outfit looks like I'm going to a ball. That doesn't
yeah,
go. Like, I don't like. Tag me in it, and I'll share it on the boosters page. And well, I'm gonna say thank you to you right now. This has been so much fun talking to you, and you and I get along so well. We could just talk forever.
yes.
We have a fun
Thank you,
time
Liz.
together.
Yes, thank you, Liz, for joining St. John's Boosters. And we'll see after the pandemic how we're able to revive St. John's because I feel it's going down again after 20 years. When I moved here,
Yep.
I saw a movement going up and we did good, but suddenly it starts to go down for the e-commerce. So
Yep.
people don't forget to shop. Don't forget to go to all small businesses, not just St. John's.
That's right. And I hope that people are like you and that they see an empty storefront and they think, why couldn't that be me? Why couldn't I start my dream right there and open up a small shop to sell things that you don't find in the neighborhood. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping more people like you see those empty storefronts not as something sad, but as an opportunity.
Definitely. Yes.
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 All right. Thanks, Maribel. Have a good rest of your day. And I can't wait to see the fancy mask. I'm going to save my
Yes.
dollars so I can come buy one from you when they're available.
They're not very expensive, trust me. All right.
Okay. I'll see you later. Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Good to talk to you too. Bye bye.
Bye.